All right, we are on to part 3, which is all about tables. Okay, so we only have 3 slides here that we're going to go through and do. Tables are a way to present information that makes it really easy to work with. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is actually convert our information into a table. So I'm just going to do it for this right here, 5.2 and 5.3 and 5.4. Yep, that right there. Okay, so insert table. Yes, I have headers. So now my information is into the table. These are just far too long. This is ridiculous. You can't see what's happening. Just like this. Sorry, be patient. For just a moment. With my table, I'm just going to adjust these columns to make them skinnier, so that way we can see what's going on. And I'll put some space in here. To the next one. Okay, so here's my table. For column width, there we go. Okay. I'm getting there, people. So that was creating an Excel table from a cell range. So I highlighted the range of cells and I had to insert a table. Now we want to apply a table style and convert it back to a range. So in here, because we have this as a table, we now have this extra tab up here for table design. When it's not a table, we don't have that tab. But in here, we can apply some different styles. We have it look different. So for mine, it told me exactly which one I wanted. Or which one it wanted. It was a medium one. I don't remember which one. Maybe one like this. I don't know. So simply clicking on that will apply that style for your table. You can also tell it that you want the header row to stand out, the total row to stand out, or you can leave that. I'll come back to that in just a moment. Otherwise, when we are selected on our table in that table design tab, we can convert this back to a range without losing formatting. That's the way that the question will be worded, is how do we get this back to be a cell range but keep the formatting? All we have to do is click convert to range, press OK. You will notice the formatting is still this blue color without it being a table anymore. So I'm going to turn this back into the table for the next steps though. So I'm going to insert table. Yes, back to a table. Okay. What else do I have to do? Oh, I had to apply a table style option in here when it told me that every other row needed to be a different color. Well, my styles update. I think it's because it came pre-colored. Let me clear formatting. I'll make this back into percentages. All right. Now we have our table. Our range. Now it's a table. Okay. So it by default right here, these styles have every other color. Or every other row a different color. So that's something you just turn on and off. So when you delete a column, like let's delete Hassan here. It still stays every other. It automatically does that. Using the banded row option. You can also have the first column. Notice how it's turning it bold. You can do that with the last column. You can have banded columns. Lots of different options that you have in here. All right. Let's go back here. Adding or removing table rows and columns, so it doesn't, when it wants us to remove, let's remove Layla this time. And I want to delete, make sure that it says table rows when you're on here. We don't want to delete like the entire row all the way across here. We just want to delete, we'll delete Josh this time. We want it to say table rows, and then it didn't touch anything over here. It kept those, it just deleted what was in the table. The table style options, I actually already did those. That's what this guy was. I'm gonna move it now before I forget. Okay, insert and configure total rows. So if I want this to automatically do some totals at the bottom, I can come over here and I can tell it to put in this total row. And right now, like, that doesn't make sense. So for it to automatically do it, so I can do average, and I can come here and I can tell it that this should do the average, or that it should count how many students did it, or the maximum or the minimum score, like those things. That's the total row. And at any time I can turn that off, turn it back on, turn it off. Finally, the last things that I want to go through is filtering records and sorting this, okay? So filtering records is as simple as going like this. Like, let's say for lab number 5 here, if I only wanted to see the people who got 100%. Now it only shows me 100%. If I wanted to see who hadn't done the assignment, show me blanks. And only one person. It's not really Jason, but if I wanted to see who got less than, who did the assignment but got less than 100, like, I can simply like filter these to make it really slick. You can sort it this way as well, but what happens is if I sort it by this one, and then I come over here and sort it by this one, like, it undoes this, okay? So what we want to do with our table is actually come up to the sort and filter button, custom sort, and we want to sort it by what? So maybe I want to do it by assignment 1 and then by assignment 3, or let's see, sort it actually. Yeah. So I can put in these different levels. Oh, yeah, no, I want to sort it by hour. Hour 1 first. So it's sorted alphabetically. No. The one that I had was I had to sort it by like county and then by city. For this. So I'm going to sort it largest to smallest, and then within that sort it by name. So press OK. So now of all the people that got 100s, they are now alphabetized, and then people who got a lower score are down here, alphabetized. So you can get it to sort by multiples at one time, but you have to come up into that custom sort to do that. Oh, I'm not actually in anything to get there. Okay, so that is all for section 3, which is managing tables and table data.